Well, here's the recipient. This is a Toro Time Cutter SS5000, and I would like to put a couple of, see where my foot is, headlights on it. One there and one over here. So I can do some mowing in the not so bright afternoon, late afternoon evenings, because I have something called vitiligo, which causes me to get sunburned very quickly because I have no pigment. There's something that's familial, comes down through the genetics of my mother, I think. But anyways, the issue is I purchased the equipment or the items on the web. I'll give you more information later. But down here on the floor are the two headlights. I'll reach down and show you what they look like. These are 6 LEDs, and there's 2 of them. They're pre-wired. They have a bracket on the back which has been attached. If I can get close enough so you can see this. There you go. Well, that doesn't help them any. Then the harness comes, and I have some half-inch pipe, plastic pipe, which I'm going to run underneath the mower. What I plan to do is come over here and drill a hole in the top plate of this, right about here on each side, run the wires underneath this and down underneath right here on this angle iron here, over, and then come out in the battery box here underneath that angle and bring it up and attach it to the battery. And then there's a button that will activate it, and I'll put it over here off the harness right next to my controls. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. As you can see, this is that front black plate off the front of the Toro mower, which is what you see here. Then what I've done is I've drilled 2 holes. The bigger hole here is for the bracket bolt, and the smaller one is for the cord, and it'll go underneath here. So I'll flip it upside down when I'm working on it to wire it. And of course that's where it sits. So okay, when you get through attaching the 2 headlights, 1 and 2, to the top of that Toro front metal piece, that's what they look like. You see a wire hanging out either side. That's going to be tucked underneath, obviously, on the cable and attached to that. So let me show you what it looks like on the inside. So it looks like this on the inside. So you got a hole where the cord comes through, and the other bigger hole is where the nut comes through that holds the bracket that holds the light on the top. Same thing over here. So you have a line for each. So now, getting the harness, which is here. Well, the harness has a common end on it, which you see here, okay? And it has a, let's see if I can focus this. It says, so now I have fed, here's my central triangle of cables right here. Can't see it in the lights, probably not very good. Let's see if I can get a let me get a flashlight there. So right here I'll pass, this is the central 1, 2, 3 cables. There's your 12 volt switcher. And up here, let's see, the cable for the lights goes down underneath. It comes right along this thing here. It's in a half-inch PVC conduit, and these zip ties hold the conduit to the side of the frame here. And then here's a 90-degree elbow, and then that's going to go over and plug in to show you the plug I'm using. It's divided in half. These are already push plug. Now the other end will be the same. I have to put a little solder on each tip. Same way on here. And then each light will be connected to the red and the black cable here. I'm going to terminate it on this end. Okay. So here's the underside with the plugs connected. There's the bolts that hold up there, the bolts that hold the cord coming through from the headlight above. Same over there. Cord comes down. These plugs here, kind of an orange plug. Got those on internet. And there's a wire coming out. It goes follows us all the way back and comes out over here. So now all I have to do is put it together and give it a test. So I started this job about 4 o'clock, and I think it must be about 8 now, after all the soldering and everything and figuring it out to begin with. So now I'll show you how neat it is under here. Everything's tied up, all the wires and fuses and things. Let me light it up for you. There's your button over there, right there with the red dot. You can see in the dark. It's dark in here now since it's 8 or more. So everything worked out great. Gonna put this down now. Seat down. Now I'm gonna go over here and I think it'd be more dramatic if I just turned the lights out. So I'm going to turn the lights out in the garage there, except for the garage light. Then I'm going to come over here and turn the lights out so you can see what it looks like. So all you have to do is come over here, and I put that on button for the lights kind of back away from everything so I wouldn't accidentally hit it. Not that it would matter, but here's the button right here, and you just push it. I haven't adjusted them as far as the beam, but here's what they look like. Pretty bright. So I'll probably raise the beam a bit, and that's what it looks like. Now there's 6 LEDs on each side, so I've got 12 LEDs across that mower, and that should be more than enough to cut grass even in the dark if I had to. But hey, it was an interesting experiment, and it worked out really well for less than 40 bucks. So I'm really happy. I'll put the particulars as to what I purchased and what I used, so anybody else interested can do the same if they want to. I'm trying to think what else I did to this mower. Among other things, I put a I put a meter on it, and that's on one of my videos too, right there next to the cap. It is currently reading 63, almost 64 hours. Just put on the lights, and over here on the side between the seat, you see this, that's a box, plastic box, waterproof box, and I got my logbook in there where I keep track of all my oil changes and that sort of thing. So it's handy. I can get to it. I don't have to worry about when I wash the mower and that sort of thing, anything getting in there. It's dry as a bone. Just 3 things I've done that I can think of offhand. And like I said, there's a plastic conduit, electrical conduit, that runs the length of this beam here. It comes up underneath. I showed you it in the video. And that's what the wires travel through, so they're protected from grass and all that other crap. So looks like it's going to work out pretty good. So a good project on a rainy day. So Monday I'll start putting the new casters on my Shopsmith Mark V 520, which I upgraded to the Power Pro headstock, and I want to tell you, that is some awesome headstock. 20,000 RPMs. Awesome. Awesome. Just as quiet and just as smooth as can be. Just got through aligning everything. So all I have to do to finish up is put on the new red casters, and it'll be a lot easier to move around. I would recommend, like I'm doing, getting the template to do that rather than the paper template. It's a lot more accurate. That's what I'm going to do. And they always tell you that before I upgraded, the instructions were, you know, you were supposed to put those scotch tape those templates on there, and and then after you turned it over on its back, well, I upgraded the Power Pro headstock and then wanted to upgrade the casters, and there's no way you're going to roll that puppy over. So I'm going to just put a couple of low sawhorses underneath one end and do it that way. But when I get done, I'll probably put that on there. I also upgraded the moving castered workbench that goes underneath it, and include the measurements on that in case somebody wants to copy it also. And thanks so much for watching. This is G. Wooster, that's G-W-O-O-S-T-E-R, at Comcast.net.